So I've been doing software development for the past couple of years, just learning at my own pace. And I knew I would need something portable because I wouldn't always have access to my Windows computer behind me. So I searched eBay and I got a 2015 MacBook Pro for around $200. And this was in 2023, so the price is actually probably even lower now. And that machine still holds up to this day. But as I learned more and I got deeper and deeper into this programming iceberg, my demands increased. And then on top of that, I also started this YouTube channel. So I needed a machine that could edit some 4K 24 to or 60 FPS footage if I wanted, and that could do some programming without breaking a sweat. And so I set my eyes on this. This is the 2021 M1 Pro MacBook Pro. I knew I didn't need the latest and greatest to get what I need. I just needed something that worked well. And to all the Windows laptop enthusiasts out there, there are many. I know there are many other options, but there actually aren't really. To get the performance that I wanted at this price point with this battery life and the absolutely silent fans, there isn't a direct Windows competitor. Some Windows laptops will match the performance or beat it, but they'll have really loud fans, get really hot, awful battery life. I got this base model M1 Pro MacBook Pro on a great deal refurbished. The base model comes with the M1 Pro processor, comes with 16 gigabytes of unified memory, 512 gigabytes of storage, and there's two sizes available, 14-inch and 16-inch. I've worked at an Apple, not an Apple store, but an Apple authorized reseller a service provider before, so I've carried these machines around a lot, so I knew how hefty and heavy and massive the 16-inch was, so I decided to go with something that kind of fit in my backpack a little easier. I've had this laptop for a few months and I have a lot of thoughts. If you're enjoying the video, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs. Thanks. I mean, listen, there's a reason that the MacBook Apple released a few months ago looks the exact same as this. The build quality is absolutely impeccable. It's all aluminum, as you would expect from any Apple product. It feels really premium to hold. The embossed logo on the bottom is a nice touch. It also has really great port selection for a modern laptop. The left side of the machine has a MagSafe 3 charging port, 2 USB-Cs, and a headphone jack. And then the right of the machine, a bit more advanced selection, HDMI, which is awesome to see a return, another USB-C, and an SD card slot, which is so nice for content creators because you don't have to carry on a dongle to get footage off your camera anymore. On the topic of design, one thing I noticed coming from the 2015 MacBook Pro, when you're picking this thing up and down, the grills on the left and right are kind of sharp. It can be uncomfortable to pick up and put down. But let's not forget, you can open it with just one finger. This meme is definitely overused, but I don't care. If you've ever accidentally walked past one of these things, it can definitely catch your eye. The display is absolutely beautiful. It is without a doubt the best display I own in my entire house. It has a 3024 by 1964 native resolution, which is about 254 pixels per inch. For reference, a typical 1080p monitor, which most people have around the house, has a 92 pixels per inch. It goes up to 1600 nits in brightness for HDR content. I actually got a free trial of Apple TV and I watched all of Pluribus on this laptop, and it was very nice. Definitely noticed the extra brightness, but for SDR content, it's usually about 1000 nits peak brightness. The ProMotion adaptive refresh rate up to 120 Hz. This right here is pretty much the main reason I didn't go with a MacBook Air. The price of one of these older machines on a new MacBook Air are actually pretty similar, and I just really like high refresh rate displays. And I didn't want to get a 60 Hz laptop. If you go into low power mode like on the iPhone, it will cap out at 60 Hz. One of the reasons the battery life on this laptop is so good is because it's actually dynamic. It can go as low as 24 Hz. So when you're doing nothing and you just have some text on the screen, refresh rate actually goes down to 24 Hz, which saves you a lot of power. And it has the wide P3 color gamuts with typical Apple True Tone. I do not use True Tone. I don't actually know anybody that does. If you use True Tone, put it in the comments. As I got a refurbished model, this was shipped to me with the battery already at 83% capacity. So I can't really say what it would be like if you got one of these things with a higher capacity or brand new even, but I can say that I rarely have to charge this thing. I can use it throughout the day, no problem. The only thing that I have noticed actually completely drains the battery is editing and rendering. I would definitely want an outlet nearby if I plan to take this thing out. But for my development stuff, it could last all day. Another reason I opted for an older MacBook Pro rather than a newer MacBook Air is MacBook Pros actually have a fan in them, and MacBook Airs are passively cooled and have no fan. And in the event of a demanding workload, I would rather not be thermal throttled. But this thing literally never gets hot. I'm coming from an Intel MacBook Pro, which if you've used one before, you'd know if you leave that on your lap long enough, you'll probably become infertile. And one night when using that in bed, the fans actually got so loud it woke up my girlfriend. But I have never heard the fans on the M1 Pro. One time when I was rendering, I actually put my ear up to the back vent and then I could hear them, but that's not really fair. It's never hot to the touch or anything like the Intel MacBooks were. This MacBook is a beast. I don't think if I got the new M5 MacBook Pro and put them beside me and it was like a blind test, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference. It edits no problem. It's been developing my app, minimail.app, link in the description. Running a React Native server, a backend server, 2 backend workers, and it does all that without breaking a sweat and without draining the battery. It can also do multiple things at once pretty well. I once finished a really long coding session, it was like a couple hours, and then only at the end I realized I still had DaVinci Resolve open on my full 4K timeline project and I didn't even notice. macOS honestly deserves its whole own video to be honest, but to sum up, it's running the latest macOS Tahoe. So I got all those new nice features like iPhone mirroring, the nice liquid glass. It can do Apple Intelligence, although personally I don't really use Apple Intelligence. Though the continuity with iPhone is a lifesaver. AirDrop is amazing. If I get a call on my phone, I can take it on my laptop. My AirPods automatically switch devices depending on which one's playing audio. And also live activities, like if I order food, I'm able to track it on my laptop. My honest opinion is this machine is just amazing. It's the best laptop I've ever owned, and even though at this point it's almost 5 years old, I have no plans to upgrade anytime soon. But honestly, unless you're a display snob like me, who loves high refresh rates, HDR, mini LED displays, you might be better suited to a MacBook Air. It will last you longer in terms of software updates and support from Apple. It's even more portable, the screen size is about an inch smaller for both models, and the battery life is typically better. Honestly, if the displays on the MacBook Airs were as good, I would have just gotten that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This machine is awesome. If you're able to get this for cheaper than a MacBook Air, or you're able to find a good deal for this somewhere, go for it. That's all. Thank you.